DevilNeverCry.
What is up everyone, it is me DevilNeverCry, and you join me for the return of the Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition S-Rank walkthrough featuring none other than Vergil. It's been quite some time since I've actually covered this guide. I want to say roughly 2 years. I think I stopped at the time primarily because it was just a lot of DMC content being sort of pumped out, and I think I had other games I was covering, but I don't like leaving projects unfinished, so we're back with this one again. And of course, who needs an excuse to dive back into DMC 5, specifically with Vergil? It's been a hot minute since I've played Special Edition, or at least an unmodded version of DMC, so the gameplay might seem a bit peculiar, but we'll get the S rank regardless. I think that just goes to show how broken Vergil is, especially if you've got a little bit of game knowledge and just how ranking in this game works. It's not that hard to get the S rank, I say. Well, some of the missions is a challenge, but those of you familiar with the game know exactly what missions I'm talking about, which are a problem and have always been a problem. I haven't played Special Edition in a while, I think largely because I've also been playing base game on PC, primarily because you've got access to just an absurd amount of wondrous mods that change the game in ways that go beyond just cosmetics. You know, you've got the cheat engine, which allows for things like PvP, co-op, anything you can kind of think of to sort of add longevity to this game and the series, primarily because, you know, it's been quite a while since this game actually dropped. I think this dropped in 2021 if I'm not mistaken. It might have even been 2020, but DMC 5 was back in 2019. It's been 5 years as the game struggles on console to keep the frame rate alive there in that specific moment. But mod content in general for Capcom games has been rather interesting as of late. I think a while back Capcom went on a bit of a spate of striking down or getting content taken down for Capcom games that featured mods. I think it was a decision that came primarily from Capcom Japan. I want to say what set them off was just the amount of not safe for work, sort of obscene mods that pretty much everyone knows about, particularly on the Nexus mod site, which I think just caused them to throw mods under a generalized umbrella of these are all obscene, so none of these should be seen. I've thankfully, fingers crossed and knock on wood, not been affected by any of it, primarily with a lot of the previous mod showcase content I used to do. But it's also part of the reason why you haven't seen me cover a lot of mods as of late. You don't want to really be poking the bear, as sad as that is to say. But this mission 13, is rather straightforward, if I'm honest. You want to kind of prioritize getting rid of the spawners. You can go ahead and fight and destroy all of the enemies if you want, but my stylish points here are so absurdly high and way over the 6k threshold that I don't really need to. I can sort of just bank my points, destroy them, and just blitz my way through the level. This mission does have a lot of annoying enemies to deal with at times. I think a behemoth and primarily being the most annoying culprit. And obviously you've got the devil-triggered riots, which just melt your health and love to just throw out all kinds of attacks that span the entire range of the screen if just a sliver of them is on screen, allowing them to start that attack animation. But they're not that annoying to deal with. You just kind of got to divide and conquer. Try not to spam the use of Vergil's ultimate moves, Hell on Earth, Judgment Cut, and things like that, just because they don't build a lot of style points. They do obviously do a substantial amount of damage, but if you are for some reason below the threshold and decide to pop it out thinking that it's going to push you above, yeah, probably not the best approach. So I'd say get the style points and then blitz your way through the level, and it's rather straightforward. Not too hard. Making sure to stay up in the air, of course, and using the camera manipulation tricks to try and minimize the amount of enemies on screen, and of course minimize their proximity to you so you don't take damage. But I could definitely be doing a better job of the camera manipulation here, but I kind of didn't want to spend the whole video doing it because it would have been just sort of annoying and boring to watch. But you can see me get impatient and greedy at times here, where I'm kind of just trying to damage race things, taking unnecessary damage like that. Didn't really need to, but again, because I've got just well over the threshold, I can play risky like this. But yeah, once you've taken down the spawners, you want to make sure that you get rid of the, I don't even know what you'd call these, like pulsating sacks of demon blood to kind of open up. I don't even know what you'd call these, like the ass end of the demon world. I mean, it's quite suggestive sort of holes we're going through here, but the less said about that the better. But as soon as you jump into this hole, you'll automatically get to the end of the mission, and that is the S rank there. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.